we say when a friend saves us from an awkward conversation? What does Mr. Upmeyer say when everybody crowds around by the door refusing to stay in their seats and the bell rings letting them out of class? We use the phrase saved by the bell. We use this phrase all the time without much thinking, but it actually has very interesting origins. In the next couple minutes we will be discussing this phrase and its dark origins from the 17th century. The phrase comes from the fear of being buried alive. It was not uncommon to be buried alive back in the 17th century. A quote from Lord Chesterfield in 1769 was, "All I desire for my own burial is to not be buried alive." And George Washington's deathbed request was, "Have me decently buried, but do not let my body be put into a vault in less than 2 days after I am dead." Because this was common, coffins would be made with a string that goes into the coffin attached to a bell above ground, and they would have guards at night in the graveyards, and if someone happened to wake up in a coffin, they would ring the bell, and the guards would come dig them up, and then they would be saved by the bell. It also has its popular usage came from the sports world, because it started off in the early 1900s as a boxing slang. If a boxer was in danger of losing a match, and he would be saved by the bell that rung at the end of the round. Its earliest usage in that form was in a Massachusetts newspaper. The quote was, "Martin Flannery defeated Bobby Burns in 32 rounds by complete knockout. Half a dozen times he was saved by the bell in the earlier rounds." So nowadays it means basically just being saved from a situation that you don't want to be involved in. So you can see how he made the connection from being buried alive, because that would be a bad situation. So from now on, before you use the phrase saved by the bell, think about it. Because from whatever you think you're being saved from cannot be worse than being buried alive.